Good morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. So we've just seen the Aussie jump this morning after much better than expected employment data. That's a bit of a boost. So we've seen this move at the moment, which is currently 32.5 pips higher, or 0.48% higher. It's a very good figure, strong figure. So it's sort of turned around some of the momentum that the Aussie had been seeing on the lower side now, but we did see that sort of stalemate last night. There was a bit of demand there, but there's still a bit of supply here. But it's sort of held at this point here, so reinforcing that support. And then, yeah, just on the buyer's luck side today, we've had much better than expected data, so the Aussies really jumped after testing that support point early in the Asian session. The ASX200 was off its records that was set yesterday. That's continued today, so the better than expected employment data. You might think, why is it down? Because it's good news, but it sort of reinforces to traders on the ASX that rate cuts may be staying at hold for now, and you never. Well, we're not going to say up, but it's putting pressure on the RBA now not to cut further. So that's normally a negative for equity markets and a positive for the currency market, and that's why we're seeing such a strong rally so far today. The Aussie dollar traders might be thinking that the RBA is now at a point where they can't really go any further lower, but that's yet to be seen. We'll have to wait and see how that progresses into the future. So overnight we had some pretty solid moves. The CAD's still jumping this morning. The dollar CAD's still jumping this morning. That was after the Bank of Canada and oil really influenced the Canadian dollar last night. So the Bank of Canada held rates, which was expected, but they also opened the door for a possible rate cut. And that really set the Canadian dollar on a move sharply lower. And we can just see here as well, the pound absolutely jumped to the Canadian dollar overnight. We saw a move that was, for a single day move, it was a very big move, and we can see it's 1.22% just yesterday, and that's changed really changed the dynamic that we're looking at the moment. So we had this sort of squeeze going on into a triangle here. There's the base there, and then here, and it's really just set up a confirmation of a blow higher, reinforcing that support there. So we'll have to see what happens on the next retracement to see if this new breakout has some merit to it. So after the next pullback, if we see another move higher, it really starts setting the tone that we're seeing a short to medium term extension higher, and possibly that this is going to be a valid stall after that trend break back in the middle of December last year. Now, oil was another big one. Now, USD was absolutely hammered yesterday, and we saw a fall of over 3.7%. Now, it's sort of looking like deja vu traders, because we saw this back in September after we had that attack. Prices jumped, and then we just saw a sharp decline. Now, we had a rally up to that point as well, but there was a bit more selling before the first attack. But in this situation, we had a strong rally up and then a gap up. But the sell-off is looking remarkably similar at the moment. So we've had this move down, and then we've had a counter rally, and we did see buyers trying to put up some fight over at this level here. It was tested and rejected yesterday's session, but overnight, yeah, there's just been a real move down, breaking that support. So we'll be looking, if selling continues, we'll be looking to see what happens at this level here, if we see a short-term level of rejection. And the real end game question is, do we see a move that gets down below there to possibly down to this level or here? But right now, we're just going to have to see what happens on the next rally, or if we do see more selling, and what happens here. But the picture does look quite similar at the moment, so we're going to keep an eye on this, and just also keep in mind that the main trend line that was oil was running on for a very long period of time has been basically confirmed broken. So the next, like we said before, we really want to see if prices reach this level, what happens here, because we did see a fair bit of rejection at this level after a few attempts here. So that's the main attempt, and then a couple more attempts here by sellers to get the market going again down to this, past that level. So it'll be interesting, and eyes will be on oil on the open today and tonight's New York session to see what happens next. So stocks did see a bit of a pullback last night. Now the German 30 was interesting. We'll just finish on the German 30. We did see new record highs hit in last night's session. So we saw a new record high hit up at, let's get my mouse on that, sorry. It's been a bit argumentative. So the new record high was 13,639.08, but after that high was hit, sellers quickly engaged the rally, and a fade was set up very quickly, and the fade actually turned into a decline. So we saw price settle around 0.5% lower this morning in the early open. The outer session futures are slightly higher, but we'll want to see a bit of a response from buyers. Because we have had a very nice trend running now, but this is the second time we sort of failed around this level here. So we do want to see a bit of buyer strength come in, and if we're going to see this short-term trend to medium-term trend continue. So that's it for now. We hope you have a fantastic trading day, and keep your eyes on oil when the open comes out in around 7 minutes, or CFD markets that is. And until tomorrow, have a fantastic trading day, and bye for now.